Hello, my name is Sadik Shahadu. I am one of the co-founders of Global Open Initiative Foundation, and I am here to walk you through an introduction to Wikidata. So this particular video is targeted at those who are relatively new to Wikidata, those who are totally new and have little or just want to learn more about Wikidata, basically. As you know, when the coronavirus issue became serious, people were banned from um, coming together at gatherings like the usual workshops that we do, which means we will not be able to continue with our Wikidata workshops. So we decided to move everything online so that we can share with our community members, especially those who are totally new to Wikidata. I hope you are doing very well at this moment, and I am also doing very fine, and we are hoping and trusting that things will get better soon so that we can get back to our normal lives. So this is one of the sessions. My other colleagues will also, do subsequent sessions on other projects like Wikipedia and some other projects like Wikimedia Commons. So basically, I'm going to talk about Wikidata, and I don't want to talk much. I just want to make it very simple because I am making this video to help those who are in our community or those who have interest in Wikidata but don't already have the experience or haven't contributed to Wikidata yet. So without much ado, let's just go straight to Wikidata. As we know, Wikidata is one of the Wikipedia sister projects, and it's 7 years. Wikidata is quite young as compared to Wikipedia. Wikipedia is almost 20 years, and Wikidata is 7 years. So what is Wikidata in the first place? Wikidata is an editable central storage for structured and linked data, and is available on a wiki, and is free for everyone to edit and use. It is available under an open license, that is CC0. So for the purpose of this session, I'm not going to talk much about Wikidata and a lot more on Wikidata. I just want to make it really simple and concise so that people can actually understand what I'm going to talk, because I know there are challenges with data and all that. So this video is really going to be very short, and I'm hoping that people would learn, or you will learn something from this video. So under Wikidata, we have some key terminologies or terms that you should know, right? So I'll be walking you through all that one after the other, but I just want to mention them as we go along. We'll be talking more about statements, we'll be talking about items, we'll be talking about properties and values. So what is a statement? A statement can be anything that exists on Wikidata. So a statement could be statement about people, about places, right? Yeah, but statement items qualifies statement on Wikidata. So when we talk about let's say Shatawale, there's a statement like instance of which qualifies him as a human, and for an item, like I said, it can be any topic, a person, a place, Wikipedia page, or anything. So item has series of statements, right? So for an item about a person, we would want to know about the person's name, like the gender, date of birth, occupation, etc. So those are statements for an item that is classified as human, like an instance of human. Yeah, and the properties are specific kinds of information, like fills on a form when you are filling form, right? Also, talking about items, an item of maybe a country would have properties like population, the land, official language, capital, etc. Those are the properties that will qualify an item for a country, right? Now let's talk about value. Properties have values. Properties have values, just like we mentioned. An item like a country would have properties of maybe population, capital, language, etc. And with that, it qualifies with a value. So the language, or let's say an item like Ghana, a property of a country, right? And then the value is a country in West Africa. No, let me put it this way. So Ghana has a property of, let's say, capital, and the value for the capital is what? Accra. I don't know if this makes sense. So statements on Wikidata have items, properties, and then values. So an item about an individual or a person would have things like place of birth, citizenship, occupation, language, etc. Right? So an item would have a property of the highest point of the Earth surface, like the highest point above sea level, and the value for that would be what? Mount Everest, right? So item 8 has a property of highest point, and the value for that is what? Mount Everest. One thing I also want to talk about is numbers on Wikidata. Wikidata likes numbers because numbers are easier to read by machines, and Wikidata items has a letter Q with some numbers. So every item on Wikidata has Q and some numbers, which we will talk about later. So someone will ask, why does Wikidata use numbers, or why numbers? We all know that labels are ambiguous. Like sometimes it's difficult to relate labels or categories like that, but when they are numbers, it's very easy for you to relate them, because numbers are unique, and it makes it very easy for you to be able to query data from Wikidata. So for example, London, we all know that London is a city in United Kingdom. That is England. It is also a name of a person, and it's also a city in I think Canada. So if it was on Wikidata, no, if it was on Wikipedia, you would have realized that this London as an article or biography on Wikipedia would have come with some description to make it, to differentiate it between the other Londons. But for Wikidata, because it uses numbers, London as a person has a unique code or number, Q, and then some numbers, and London as a city in England also has numbers, so it is very easy for machine to understand which London you are referring to when you are using the numbers, right? Also, on Wikipedia we have several other languages. We have different language Wikipedias, but for Wikidata, because it relies on numbers, numbers are unique, isn't it? They don't have a specific language, right? So yeah, it makes it very cool. And language, no, numbers are also robot friendly. The robot or machines likes numbers. So yeah, that is the difference between Wikidata and Wikipedia. And I would say that Wikidata is like an info box of Wikipedia. It is a structured form of information about a particular topic or an item. So for Wikipedia, you would have, indicated several things about the particular topic, right? But for Wikidata, it's structured in a way that the item would be categorized depending on the relevant information that are needed. Yeah. So for a person, we have instance of a person. We have like the name of the person, the date of birth, the occupation, the languages that the person speaks, just like the info box on Wikipedia. So that is how I can describe Wikidata. So what I would also want to talk about here would be the problems that people faced before Wikidata was born. So talking about dated data, like data that lacks triggers and having to do a lot of repetitive work, just trying to query information or access data. You have to repeatedly do one thing or the other to be able to get the information. And the inflexible ways of lateral queries of knowledge, like categories and their limitations, how items are categorized, or how Wikipedia pages are categorized. If you want a specific information, for Wikipedia you need to go to the category where you can have a whole lot of topics around that. So for Wikilabs women, for example, when you go there, Wikilabs women in Ghana as a category, you see list of articles or Ghanaian female articles on that category. So it's not easy to just pick information. So you are looking for a particular person, you have to go to the category and then now look for the person under that category. So even though it's easier but not the best. The third challenge has to do with how we describe data with other data, right? Yes, the relationship or the connection between different data was a challenge. So to correlate data from other sources was a big challenge. But all these things, when you understand Wikidata, you realize that all these things are easy to resolve on Wikidata. So because of the challenge I have, I will not be able to share my screen, and I'm going to do two separate videos. So this one basically will be talking about we've been talking about the basics of Wikidata, the introductions and stuff like that. But after this video, I'm going to do another video and we will do a practical hands-on. Yeah. So for a flashback, I said that Wikidata has some key terminologies like the statement, property, and value, and also items. So under items we have the properties, and then the values for that properties. So an item like a country, a property of let's say the capital of that particular country, and then the value of the specific name of that capital like Accra. So an item of Ghana, property of like the capital of Ghana, and the value would be Accra, isn't it? I hope I'm making a lot of sense here. And I also mentioned that Wikidata is defined as an editable central storage for structured and linked data, and is built on a wiki, right? And is available under a free license, which means you can use it anyhow you want it. So I also mentioned that Wikidata is less than 8 years, and it has the potential. It's considered as the future of the Wikimedia movement, because it's very important for everyone, right? So in the next video we're talking a lot more about these things that I mentioned, like statements. You have a practical look at how they appear on the Wikidata page. Statements, properties, values, items, and all that. And I also mentioned that Wikidata is like an info box of Wikipedia. It is a summary of a whole lot of information about a topic or an item in a very simplified way. I also forgot to mention that there are several ways you can extract information from Wikidata. We have Wikidata query services, where you can query information about different topics in a simple way. So I hope this session is useful, and I believe that you have learned something new. Yeah, this is an intro actually, so there will be a practical session that I'll just show you these things that I'm talking about, so that you understand it better. So now I hope you are ready, and to start, I want us to know that if you have an account from other Wikipedia projects, like your Wikipedia account, you can still use that for Wikidata. So basically, one account can be used to log in on all other Wikimedia projects. So if you have an existing account on Wikipedia, there is no cause for any alarm. You just use that same account to log in. So I hope that you have learned something, like I said, and I'm really hoping that you would send me some feedback if you are not clear of something, or you want to know more about all the things that I spoke about. At this point, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I'm really happy that you have followed all through to the end of this particular session. So this is basically like the part one of a two session, and we'll be moving shortly to the next session, where we will have practical hands-on. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye.